country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You were a huge
understatement.
Good day, viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network here in the city of Port Harcourt. News, events, and stories abound in the state system. ATN's appetite for in-depth, unbiased, and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program in order to bring government activities to the doorstep of the people. Let's go through the highlights of today's report. In Rivers State, Chidi Lloyd assures massive dividends of democracy in Emolga. In Imo State, Chief Emma Iwayawu praises ATN and pledges support. In the FCT, court stops Wike from Centenary City Free Zone. The National Assembly reps passes bill on state police to second reading. We'll take a very short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to the details. Please stay tuned.
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back, and now we dive into the details for today. The Executive Chairman of Emoa Local Government Area, Right Honorable Chidi Lloyd, has assured the people of Emoa that his administration will give massive dividends of democracy to improve the standard of living of the people as well as workers in the council. Chidi Lloyd, who disclosed this during the commissioning of the council warehouse and generator house in the council secretariat, said the generator will improve power supply in the council to facilitate administrative matters, including the ICT center, to give the needed training on technology to the people. He advised critics to avoid propaganda and work towards constructive criticisms that would improve the well-being of the people.
The most important thing, like Eze Paul said earlier this morning, is to continue to deliver on the dividends of good governance. We have bought this generator for the use of our workers. We intend that we will turn this place to a place where workers will voluntarily come to work. Because for those who may not have power in their houses, they are sure and certain that there will be power in the office. We are going to ensure that these premises is connected to Wi-Fi, where technology will be at play. In the next few days, we will be commissioning the 350-seater computer center, where we will be training from time to time our children to be computer literate. So all of these will require power. People have even quarreled for a council. Why would you go and buy this 660 kVA generator? As if I spoke with the acting director of works. We build for the future. That is the difference between we and them. We think ahead. That is the essence of leadership. Imagine what this generator was a few months ago when we bought it. You can't even dare now to go talk about this generator. With the inflation, with the rise in the cost of materials. So what we have done is to buy this fully automated generator, because as ever our people, we deserve the best. As ever our people, I know you all deserve the best, and that's why we will continue to account for the mandate you've given us until our last day in office.
On his part, the special guest of honor, Professor Okechukwu Onuchukwu, The Vice Chancellor of Ignatius Ajuru University thanked the lawmakers of Emoa Local Government Council for giving the council chairman the needed support and also advised Chidiloy to remain focused on his developmental strides to the people of the council.
I would also want to thank the legislative arm for giving the chairman the support, to achieve all this, because you don't spend government money without getting authorization. And you know that through the budgetary process, the legislative arm, has a very serious role to play, and they have actually supported you. Mr. Chairman, I recall that when you got the ticket to fly our flag as the chairman of local government council under the People's Democratic Party, you set up a blueprint committee and made me chairman of it. I recall that the secretary of council was also the secretary of that particular committee. And one of the major things we identify is that you should, change the face of the council headquarters. I am happy today that the council headquarters is wearing a brand new logo. We didn't expect it to get to this extent, but you find out that there are so many things inside the council, and there are so many projects inside the council that will be commissioned. Behind us here is, an ICT center, which is something to really show that our chairman and the management are IT compliant, because you know where the world is going now. And then number two, I will also say to you, not to mind what people are saying. Not to mind. People can abuse you. Once you're in the position of authority, they will abuse you, say all manner of things against you. Keep your mood. Take the ones that are useful and throw away the other ones and do something with the ones that are useful. This comes every day. In short, as the Vice Chancellor of Ignatius Ajuru University, I've received so many of it. Anytime I open social media, I just laugh. In a situation where I decided to tell our students to split their fees if they can't pay all at the same time, to pay part first semester and pay part second semester. A situation where I've decided that every year for my staff to go on Xmas, I must give them, at least rights to go with, which has never happened in that university. But some people keep saying that your performance in terms of welfare is zero. So some things, when you say, just put it by the side and do your work. It is important that we say this. I know that power are the one major area where people are criticizing, but they don't understand what's transferred.
There's more news, but don't forget you can connect with us and watch us on ATN socials, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, and watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Moving on, the Eastern Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy says that the Navy saved the nation 95 billion naira through the operations of the command between April 2023 and February 2024. Rear Admiral Olushola Oluwabire, who disclosed this during a parade to mark the end of his tour of duty as the flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command, said following last year's ultimatum by President Bola Tinubu to the service chiefs and heads of security and intelligence agencies to crush perpetrators of oil theft, there has been an increased onslaught on oil theft in the country. He said that the efforts led to the arrest of 13 vessels, including 101 suspects engaged in illegal bunkering, crude oil theft, illegal fishing, and other maritime illegalities. Chief Dr. Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, KSC DSSR, President General of Igbo Sociocultural Group, Ohaneze Ndigbo, has praised the Chief Executive Officer of Morrison Communications Limited for setting up Atlantic Television Network and Wish FM 99.5 in the east of the Niger, which he described as the first of its kind. Chief Iwayawu, who gave the commendation when the management staff of Morrison Communications Limited, led by the Chief Executive Director, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, paid him an advocacy visit in his office in Owerri, Imo State, pledged full partnership and support for Atlantic Television Network.
They're my brother. They're my brother because I was raised in your place. When I was a young person, I didn't know I have any other place apart from there. My father, there's a church called Manuel's Church. My father laid the foundation church, so that church, he called it Imam. My father was there. So you see that, I speak the language, I have the culture, I have everything. I schooled in some schools in that area, and I eventually passed 6 and the Rumibo, yes, Rumibo. And of course, I was there. Those my colleagues, I was gifted as a young person. I was very smart in sports and academically too. So my colleagues respected me so much. So it was a very wonderful place. He gave me a lot, and I got scholarship. I studied on scholarship. My father then couldn't have money to train me as well. So I'm very proud of my relationship with the world. I'm very proud. Very proud.
Chief Emmanuel Iwayawu further expressed joy for the visit, stating that River State is part of the Igbos with almost the same culture and traditions.
I brought some papers here. I will announce it, and it can be rest assured that we will just do everything that we can to make sure we support you. This business of television and so on, it doesn't make small profit as people think outside. Only those who are blackmailers and so on and so forth, if you do a normal business. But you see, with us working together, you will also perhaps need some governors. You need the governors of Eastern Nigeria to support you. Because you see, I will also get the governors of Southeast. So then, support you. Because you can't do without adverts. You can't do without adverts. So, but all I can tell you, frankly speaking, is that we have I'm very happy, I'm very proud. See, you are my brother and we have our support. I'm very happy.
Earlier, Chief Executive Director, Morrison Communications Limited, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, commended Ohaneze Ndigbo under the leadership of Chief Dr. Emmanuel Iwayawu for his efforts in ensuring peace and stability in the Southeast region. Dr. Igwe, who highlighted on the significance of Morrison Communications Limited, owners of Atlantic Television Network, in promoting, educating, and impacting positively in the society through political and societal programs, appreciated Chief Emmanuel Iwayawu for his pledge to partner with Atlantic Television Network.
Life is about growth. So, and assist here today, I've gone to the level where I can come before you. I'm a businessman. One of my running business is broadcasting. I've established Atlantic Television Network and Wish FM. Wish FM is situated in Port Harcourt. Atlantic Television is a global team. Presently, we are broadcasting on the StarTimes industry. We are barely 1 year old plus, while we are working towards deploying to DSTV. Atlantic Television, we are transmitting from Port Harcourt, River State. We decided to transmit from there because we said that act of the heart of Solomon, as the Bible says, there shall come good thing. We are the only broadcast station of that level, of that magnitude in Nigeria today. Channels, Arise, the TVC are all based in Lagos. But we decided to transmit from Port Harcourt using east of the Niger as our home base. In our programs, we try to ensure that the Niger Delta and the Igbo Kingdom are our focal points. We have, during the past 1 year of our existence, ensured that we give this place the primary focus so that Nigerians the world over will know what we are doing. We said that it's therefore necessary that we come on this advocacy visit to bring it before your esteemed presence and the president of Igbo, so that the guy can support I. They should watch us, they should use us and patronize us so that we continue to group us and continue to make the statement about Igbo.
Highlights of the advocacy visit includes presentation of gifts and souvenirs by the CEO, Morrison Communications Limited, Dr. Chinyere Igwe. A joint security team has destroyed an insurgents camp at Achala, headquarters of Awka North Local Government Area of Anambra State. A statement by Anambra State Police Command spokesperson DSP Ikenga Tochukwu said that the operation ordered by the Commissioner of Police, CP Aderemi Adeoye, took the insurgents by surprise as they fled with gunshot wounds, leaving trails of blood. DSP Ikenga stated that the hoodlums had disrupted trading at the Achala market at the previous Mondays, ordering traders to sit at home. This drew the attention of the security apparatus in the states, which made the State Police Command to launch an coordinated operations to give them a taste of their own medicine in the early hours of Monday, 19 February 2024. The operation, which was hugely successful, led to the recovery of 5 exotic vehicles previously snatched at gunpoint. Also recovered were 300 rounds of machine gun ammunition and 34 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition for AK-47 rifle. Moving on, the Lagos State government said it will release 4 billion naira to pensioners in March as part of efforts to inject funds into the economy to cushion the economic hardship in the country. The Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Chief Press Secretary Boyega Akosile, who disclosed this, said that Sanwo-Olu's second term in office will be about social inclusion and spoke on the government's efforts to ameliorate the hardship being faced by Nigerians at this period. Sanwo-Olu said on his X handle that he had honored the plan to pay 3.1 billion naira to over 1,000 retirees who served the state meritoriously. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arraigned former governor of Kwara State, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, for alleged fraudulent transactions involving billions of naira that took place during his tenure as governor. The ex-governor, who was spotted at the EFCC's office, was not freed but was not allowed to leave. The funds, which were in connection with some projects executed in the states during Ahmed's tenure. The management of University of Ilorin, Kwara State, said it has approved the expulsion of 14 students, including 7 final year students, for alleged misconduct and involvement in examination malpractices. The university's Director of Corporate Affairs, Kunle Akogun, disclosed this in the university's weekly bulletin release, said that the Vice-Chancellor's approval of their expulsion was sequel to the recommendations of the Student Disciplinary Committee at the 219th meeting, while among those expelled were 7 final year students in various departments such as agriculture and aquaculture and fisheries, agriculture and agricultural extension and rural development, and CIS/Library and Information Science department. Some of the students were also from the Faculty of Engineering and Technology and Electrical and Electronic Engineering, while the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Materials and Metallurgical Engineering, Faculty of Life Science, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Linguistics and National and Nigerian Languages. The veterinary staff of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, has been reported dead after a tragic encounter he had with one of the lions at the institution's zoological garden. This is coming after the lion fiercely attacked and killed his minder, Mr. Olabode Olawi, during feeding, while the victim, Mr. Olabode Olawi, had cared for the lion alongside other animals in the zoological garden for over a decade. Reacting to the incident, a statement by the institution's spokesperson, Abiodu Olarewaju, confirmed the incidents in a statement, while the president of the student union, Mr. Abbas Akinremi, said the lion attack incident that led to the death of a zookeeper was due to human error. He explained that the deceased failed to lock the gates after feeding the lion. And the varsity spokesperson said that the management had ordered a comprehensive investigations into the immediate and remote causes of the incident. The High Court in Ogun State has convicted Aziz Akimpelu to death by hanging for killing a minor. Wode area of the state was convicted on a 6-count charge of conspiracy, possession of firearms, manslaughter, attempted murder, and murder, while the prosecution counsel said that the convict committed the offense after he conspired with his friends to murder one Rokibat Odeyale by shooting her on the head while with a local pistol. According to him, the people of Igbenyi were celebrating Orile Igbenyi Day when they heard a gunshot from the crowd fired by the defendant directly to where some children were dancing culturally and entertaining the guests. Justice O. Stanley held that the prosecution had proved this case beyond reasonable doubt, that Akimpelu was guilty as charged, and handed Akimpelu multiple sentences, were ordered by including death by hanging. A deadly crash has killed 7 others while injured in an early morning crash that occurred on Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway at the Kere Bridge in Ewekoro local government area of Ogun State. The crash involved a truck and a Mazda bus and blamed on excessive speed and road violation reportedly caused a head-on collision between the bus and the Mazda bus. The spokesperson for the Ogun State Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Florence Okpe, disclosed this in a statement, said that while the injured have been taken to General Hospital Ijaye, the bodies of the deceased have been deposited at Lantoro Hospital, Abeokuta. Meanwhile, Ogun Sector Commander of Federal Road Safety Corps, Anthony Uga, has however cautioned motorists on route violation and excessive speeding, pointing out that the dangers associated with the 2 critical offenses, and also advised motorists to adhere to traffic rules and regulations. The sector commander has sympathized with the family of the crash victims, praying God to grant them fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Zamfara State Transport Agency has stopped 50 trucks conveying foodstuffs out of the country to Niger Republic. The agency, which was enforcing a presidential directive meant to arrest the food crisis and hoarding, grounded the trucks loaded with assorted grains. President Bola Tinubu ordered the personnel of the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, while the Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun and the Director General of the Department of State Services Yusuf Bichi to collaborate with state governors and go after those hoarding foodstuff. The decision was taken during the President's meeting with the governors in Abuja on the current food crisis triggered by the hikes in transportation costs after a fuel subsidy removal and the inability of farmers to harvest their crops because of bandits and kidnappers. The National President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Kabiru Ibrahim, lauded the Nigerian Customs Service for recently intercepting trucks of food and recommended the smugglers should be prosecuted and be made to serve life imprisonment. Benue State Governor Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia said that the state's open grazing prohibition and ranches establishment law is still in full force in the state. I was to intimate the unions on the happenings both in the state and the national level and to appreciate them for their support to his administration. Governor Alia charged the unions to always ensure peaceful and friendly coexistence amongst them, urging them to be cordial in their dealings and resolutions without always involving the courts, and urged them not to allow themselves to be used by anyone to destabilize the peace in the state, stressing that the recent influx of herders and their cattle into the state was because some persons had written to the herders in neighboring countries, including Niger Republic, to come and settle back in Benue State. He assured the people of the state that the law is in full force and has not been relaxed by anyone. Kano State Police Command said it has started investigations into an alleged invasion of the off-campus hostels of Aliko Dangote University of Science and Technology, formerly known as Kano State University of Science and Technology, in the Wudil area of the state. The command spokesperson Abdullahi Kiyawa, who disclosed this, said some suspected thieves has invaded the area, but the students combined to give them a hot chase. Meanwhile, the police spokesperson who confirmed the incidents said an investigation had begun to identify the suspects and bring them to justice, while no casualty was recorded. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, in collaboration with the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, have sealed over 1,321 patent medicine stores in the Sabongeri open market of Kano. The operation took place in 72 hours after the Federal High Court ordered the drug dealers to vacate their open market premises and relocate to the coordinated wholesale centers at Dankwaro Village and Zaria Road in the state. And the exercise provoked a protest by the patent medicine store owners who marched to the Kano State Government House to express their displeasure. NAFDAC Director of Investigation and Enforcement, Mr. Francis Ononiwu, said that the closure was part of its mandate to sanitize unwholesome pharmaceutical practices by the dealers, while the patent medicine traders have constituted an imminent threat to public health following the distribution of unwholesome pharmaceutical products to unsuspecting members of the public. The Nigerian Red Cross Society has signed partnership agreements with the EcoBank to facilitate the activities of International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. The head of the delegation, International Federation Red Cross, Bopinda Toma, said the partnership with EcoBank was to grow the means of help for more 26 million people in acute malnutrition, particularly here in Nigeria.
But today is a day for us to think about what we can do as individuals to help people who are suffering from the impact of this increased vulnerability, particularly here in Nigeria. I think this year the projection from many actors, including ourselves, is that more than 26 million people will be in acute malnutrition. That's not a small number. Let me repeat that, 26 million people. Right? And of course, as I have said before to you in media and others, that I don't think any single actor can respond to this and can provide all the solutions. And I'm so pleased that EcoBank has stood up and is thinking about contributing to this effort in some small way. But what we are really asking is that many Nigerians who have the ability, who have the means, even in this harsh environment, that they become generous, that they open up their heart and partner with Nigeria Red Cross to collect resources and allow Nigeria Red Cross to respond to this crisis and support Nigerians who are suffering tremendously from hunger, from lack of nutrition, and all associated diseases that come with it.
The representative of EcoBank said it was important to partner with Red Cross because its objective is to end suffering of people in order to fulfill its humanitarian mandates.
One of our
Secretary.
objective is to alleviate sufferings wherever it may be found. So with this launching, we will be able to carry out our humanitarian mandate. To carry out humanitarian interventions, 36 states and FCT in all the nooks and crannies. What EcoBank has been able to do for us, facilitated by International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, is a long partnership because I'm aware that EcoBank supports not just Nigeria, West African region, 16 countries. Federation has a robust partnership with EcoBank for many years now. And now is out of it, we are tapping into it country here. Now, we want public to donate, corporate bodies, multilateral organizations to donate so that we'll be able to alleviate suffering.
The Secretary General of Nigerian Red Cross and the regional head FCT and North Central, Rita Etomi, stressed that many Nigerians are faced with an acute hunger to the alarming levels of food security and therefore called on Nigerians who God has blessed to join hands with Red Cross to support the constables.
We are particularly delighted to partner with the Nigerian Red Cross Society in this bold initiative. Nigeria Hunger Crisis Emergency Appeal to reach out to 1,092,030 people. That is to say 182,050 households in 11 states. We are currently faced with acute hunger due to the alarming levels of food insecurity in the country. At this juncture, let me appeal to well-meaning individuals, corporates and international organizations to donate generously towards this project to save humanity.
In conclusion, urgent action is needed to save lives. The Nigerian Society, with the support from partners like EcoBank, will provide such needed humanitarian assistance to the communities most in need. The Nigerian Society will scale up the current efforts in providing multiple cash grants transfer related to recovery, offering continued nutritional support for pregnant and lactating mothers to combat acute malnutrition and emphasizing excellent water, hygiene and sanitation, along with livelihood programs to reduce the prevalence of disease and other infections. I call upon all individuals, just like our madam from the EcoBank mentioned, and also our HOD, we call all individuals and groups, business and organizations to join us and support the government's effort across all levels in this critical endeavor. Together, we can make a difference, provide hope and save lives. It is important to say, like Bill mentions, Nigerians for Nigerians, as we have had in other countries during such relief actions. Nigeria has the right personnel, right people have the commitment of fellow Nigerians to support each other.
You are watching Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. We will be back after this short break. Please stay tuned.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
On the point of order.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
from the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
On the point of order.
Honorable
Welcome back to Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. Now to the rest of our stories. The federal government has threatened to open the borders to enable cement importation if Nigeria's cement manufacturers refuse to reduce the price of the commodity in the country. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, said that key input materials for cement production such as limestone, clay, silica sand, and gypsum sourced within the nation's borders should not be dollar-rated. In Abuja at an emergency meeting held with cement and building materials manufacturers. According to him, the price of gas that manufacturers are using as an excuse was not tenable because gas is a raw material found within the country, while the excuse of the increase in mining equipment should not come up because equipment bought by the manufacturers have been used for decades and not purchased every day. The minister said that the border was closed to importation of cement to help local manufacturers, adding that if government decides to open the borders for mass importation, prices of cement will crash and local manufacturers will be gravely affected. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has assured that the biometric gates at various locations in the country's airports will provide seamless clearance services for passengers entering the country through any international airports when inaugurated. Tunji-Ojo disclosed this when he undertook a tour of the biometric equipment installed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, as well as the Command and Control Center at the Nigerian Immigration Service headquarters in Abuja. Dr. Tunji-Ojo said that the facilities will be a game changer for effective and efficient management of international passengers in the country. Said that the Advanced Passenger Information System and the Command and Control Center facilities are being integrated not just for seamless entry and exit of passengers, but to add another layer to the nation's national security architecture. He also said that whatever is happening within the airport's domains will be seen in real time at the Command and Control Center to enable security agencies to monitor persons of interest entering the country.
Generally, I think we're on the right track, and I think we're on track towards giving Nigeria renewed hope, and I think with what I've seen here, it made the Command and Control Center, as you can see, it's more than 70% ready. I learned that all their equipment are already on the ground, including the servers, and the contractor has given me his word that in the next 3 weeks, this place will be 100% ready. So it means that the e-immigration project, the border control management project, the automation of border control system is on course, and Nigerians they're about to have a new experience indeed. And above all, immigration service is ready to contribute a quota to the national security architecture. As I always say, immigration service is an integral part of national security, and it's a security organization. The efficiency of the service goes a long way to determine how secured the country will be. And with what we've seen, Immigration Service have decided to adopt technology. Immigration Service they've modernized, and Immigration Service has automated the operations. And in doing this, in line with global best practice, Nigerians can be sure that a more secure Nigeria is coming to life. And of course, Nigerians very soon, by the grace of God, will be able to sleep with their 2 eyes closed, knowing fully well that their border will be well protected, the Nigerian state will be secured, and Nigerians will once again be proud to be called Nigerians.
Dr. Olubumitin Giojo said the facilities are located in 5 of the international airports in the country, including Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, Abuja, and Enugu. The Federal High Court in Abuja struck out the treasonable felony charges filed by federal government against the activist and publisher of Sahara Reporters, Omoyele Sowore and Olawale Bakare alias Mandate. Justice Emeka Nwite struck out the charges following a nulli prosequi or notice of discontinuance filed by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, adding that the charges were instituted against Sowore and Mandate by the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari following the planned nationwide protest tagged Revolution Now in 2019. Ahead of the planned protest, Sowore and Mandate were picked up in Lagos in a midnight raid by the Department of State Services, while the Buhari-led government said it believed the planned Revolution Now protest was aimed at destabilizing the government or taking over power by violence after Sowore, who was a candidate of the African Action Congress, who lost out in the 2019 presidential elections that Buhari won. Counsel for the defendants, Femi Falana, confirmed receiving the notice of discontinuance and appreciated the Attorney General of the Federation for his action. He urged the court to order the DSS to return Showore's phone and other items seized from him and Bakare. The Federal High Court in Abuja has also restrained the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and the Arab Contractors Nigeria Limited from entering into the Centenary Economic City Free Zone along Airport Road, Abuja, without the written consent and approval of the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority. The court, in a judgment by Justice Inyang Ekwo, slammed 100 million naira damages on Arab Contractors Nigeria Limited for invading and defacing structures in the Centenary Economic City Free Zone and destroying its master plan designed for $35 million. The judge made the orders in a judgment delivered and filed by the Centenary Economic City Free Zone and Centenary City Free Zone Company, apart from the FCT Minister and the Arab Contractors Nigeria Limited. Other defendants and the suits are the Federal Capital Development Authority, the President, the Attorney General of the Federation, the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority, and the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. In a copy of the February 6 judgment said, Justice Ekwo declared as illegal and unconstitutional invasion of the Centenary Economic City Free Zone by the defendants. Nigerian Customs Service said it is planning to distribute seized food items to Nigerians. The Comptroller General of Customs, Bashiru Adewale Adeniyi, said the food items will be distributed after they have been certified fit for consumption. A statement by Customs National Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Maiwada Adeniyi reaffirmed his commitment towards advancing progress of the Federation has commenced moves to ensure that official government documents classified as sensitive are not leaked to the public. Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemieshan, in a memo uploaded to the website of the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, said that the leakages of such documents have become embarrassing to the government and as such become unacceptable. This is coming after there has been an increase in the leak. George Akume revealed plans to allocate the sum of 500 million naira as allowances to members of the Tripartite Committee on Minimum Wage set up by the federal government. The two memos have generated outrage among civil society organizations and the organized labor demanding probes of such allocations. Policy and Legal Advocacy Center a dialogue with the National Assembly Committee on Human Rights on the state of human rights violation in Nigeria to provide a balanced narration and narrative on the human rights situation in the country. The meeting was to also provide a platform to amplify the voices of the citizens who have suffered human rights violations as they share their experiences, and giving an opportunity for the government institutions, including law enforcement agencies, to share their perspective on the application of human rights protection measures in the discharge of their responsibilities. The Executive Director, PLAC Cement Clement Nwankwo gave the background of the meeting, highlighting human rights problems faced by Nigerians.
Some of them institutional, some of them behavioral, some of them human-made. Those challenges continue to pose obstacles to the exercise of freedom and human rights in the country. One of those human rights are not just civil and political, they are also economic, social, and cultural. And I think that for all of us who are represented here, I see a lot of colleagues, a lot of veterans from the human rights struggle, Edeta and Ojo seated with Emma Odi and several others who are in the room who have been part of this struggle for decades. Working with all of us in civil society and working with the National Assembly, I think becomes really important for us to find some solution, have some conversation about how to deal with the present crisis that we are faced with in this country regarding protection of human rights, and how the committees in the National Assembly can engage citizens groups to listen to citizens about their complaints on human rights abuses in the country. The National Human Rights Commission is doing a fantastic job trying to respond to citizens' pressures for support to realize their rights. Further support from the committees of the National Assembly and indeed the National Assembly for citizens to be protected from human rights abuse becomes really important. And that's one major reason for this dialogue and convening. We urge all of us who are in the room today to engage with our legislators, provide suggestions to them on how they can be part of this struggle to defend the rights of our people and the right of our people to have the full benefits of the democracy that this country is currently in at this time.
The Chairman, Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Senator Muhammad Munguno, while speaking on freedom of expression and defense, said government must take the responsibility of defending human rights.
The promotion and protection of human rights is an essential aspect of democracy. The issues we are confronting in the area of human rights are not merely matters of policy or politics. They strike at the very core of our humanity and our commitment to justice and dignity for all. Attention. One of the most pressing issues we must address is the protection of freedom of expression and the press. A free and vibrant media is indispensable to a healthy democracy. Yet journalists and media workers in Nigeria continue to face harassment, intimidation, and even violence for simply doing their jobs. We must reaffirm our commitment to press freedom and ensure that journalists can work without fear of reprisal. It is incumbent upon us to prioritize their rights and ensure that they are not left behind in our pursuit of progress. As legislators, policymakers, activists, and concerned citizens, we have a collective responsibility to uphold and defend human rights in Nigeria. This dialogue presents an invaluable opportunity for us to come together, exchange ideas, and chart a path forward toward a more just, equitable, and rights-respecting society.
While representative of Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Human Rights, Abiola Peter Makinde, stressed that Nigeria can overcome human rights challenges if human rights laws are well implemented and properly put to use.
The federal government had gotten into. However, these measures have been insufficient and ineffective in addressing the widespread and systemic human rights violations in the country. The NAP that's the National Action Plan, has not been fully implemented, even though it was reviewed. The National Human Rights Commission has faced, the commission itself has faced challenges such as inadequate funding, staffing, independence, and public awareness. The government has not complied with some of the obligations under the international human rights treaties and conventions, such as submitting the periodic report or implementing the recommendations of the treaty bodies. Human rights are essential for the peace, stability, and prosperity of Nigeria. By addressing the root causes and consequences of human rights violation, Nigeria can overcome its challenges and realize its potentials as a democratic and inclusive nation. As a committee on human rights, we will continue to make relevant laws, oversight NHRC and relevant agencies, as well as investigate cases while ensuring the implementation of National Action Plan 2022 to 2026. Thank you all and happy deliberation.
And this is where we wrap it up on this edition of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt, where you can stay connected on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. On X, formerly Twitter, we're on Atlantic TV Net, and watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Raymond Ken Mbata.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
you human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the